All right, you guys, welcome back to another edition of the Diggie A-2 presents DEBENTCO, The Journey. Now we have come to the second to last stop on our journey of DEBENTCO, and that is the unique two gentlemen of 36 and Brimstone. So 36 and Brimstone, just two of the craziest mofos that I've ever met in hip hop. Two of the funniest cats. Their creative process is like no other, and their music is like no other as well too. But I got to give you a couple of stats about 36 and Brimstone real quick before we start. First off, if you all have not seen the episode that we did paying homage to Cypress Hill in season 2 of The Shift, go back and check it out. They did a wonderful job paying homage to one of our greats in Cypress Hill. And on top of that, they have the 5th highest viewed video on the Diggie A-2 channel. So hopefully we'll get some more views now that I just said that. 22,000 views and counting. So I know it may not sound a lot to some of you YouTubers and podcasters, but 22,000 views to me is like 22 million. That's a lot of views. So I could not have done that show by myself. So I'll pay homage to you guys. And also 36 and Brimstone was just awarded DEBENTCO's 2020 Artist of the Year. So I'm getting ready to interview an Artist of the Year award recipient. I am so excited to have these guys on today. So let me bring them in so you all can see them and hear them. And gentlemen, what is going on? What's happening? Talk to the people real quick. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, boys? Woo! Yo! Ah! How you doing, Rob?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm blessed, man. I'm glad to have you guys.
You're blessed? Fuck, I'm not.
It's cold as a motherfucker outside.
Let me ask you a question, Rob.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Rob, before we get into this.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What's he doing?
Do you bleed? You will.
Oh my God, man! You guys are cracking me up, man. Cracking me up.
Hey, man, how's the weather over there?
Man, the weather is freaking cold, bro. Like it's kind of like it doesn't want to make up its mind. It wants to be like lukewarm, then it's cold, and I don't know. Like Kansas City,
it's the Midwest, dog. It's the
cold,
Midwest.
it's gonna be hot.
Well, at least it hasn't like snowed yet. I don't care if it's cold. I just don't want the snow and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah, man. Snow is yeah. I'm with you on that, man. But it's all about you two today, man. It's all about you guys. So the fans have been patiently waiting to hear this interview. I'm glad to have you aboard. I think it's hilarious, man.
Yeah, this was for my boy Big Ben. You should have stayed back, man. Come on.
I can't even keep a straight face, man. Like I gotta zone it back in, man. You guys are cracking me up. Man, where do we start? Let's start from the beginning. How did you all become 36 and Brimstone?
Oh, fuck. Okay. Here we go. This is a journey.
Let's go.
For what it's worth, me and him met back in the day. I moved back and forth from Oklahoma and where we live. When I originally saw him, though, we didn't necessarily meet. I went to a party and I was skipping around parties in town. And I came to like one and shit like that. I came up in there, you know what I mean? I was doing my thing. And like, I was looking for the bathroom or whatever. And they're like, yeah, it's the second door to the left, when you go down. I was like, all right, cool. So I went in there and did my thing. And I was like, what's going on in this room right here? And I opened it up. And this dude is plastered. Probably the most drunk I've seen anybody in my whole life. Passed out on the ground. He's all messed up. I was like, hey, man, is this guy all right? And they're like, yeah.
Look, I had alcohol poisoning. They threw me in a
They
fucking
just
room,
left him to die.
Yeah, they left my ass there to die. He saw me. He left me there to die.
Yeah, I was like, hey, cool.
And before we ever knew each other, man. Like, yeah, for sure.
And then we met in school and
government class, man.
Yeah, government class, and you were an asshole, man.
I was a dickhead.
Man.
Yeah,
Duncan didn't deserve all that.
Nah,
but so we met and stuff like that. We kind of bonded, and we kicked it for a long time. We were in the same group of friends. We had different groups that we hung out in school, but we had one center group of friends that kicked it outside of school.
Yeah,
and we were a part of that group of friends, and we were both big fans of rap. I got him into the rap that he likes today. Because
prior to what he got me into, it was like B.O.B. and I don't have nothing against any of that.
Yeah, B.O.B.'s
like,
cool. You
yeah,
know?
it was like B.O.B., Lil Wayne, and all that, and then he got me into like the underground.
Yeah, he stuck into his comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, hey, you know, like those dudes are all right, but let me show you something real. So I started showing him Tech and ICP and stuff like that. He had already heard them before, but he didn't like listen to them now, kind of thing. So I just started showing him all kinds of crazy stuff.
Nice.
And then we started hanging out. We had the idea to rap one night because somebody had their laptop over.
It was Xavier.
Yeah, our buddy Xavier had his laptop over, and we were freestyling and stuff. And me and him were like, dude, I don't know, there might be something here with this. So we're hanging out on the back porch, you know, smoking a blizz. And we're like, dude, like we're watching Ancient Aliens. We're watching Ancient Aliens inside and stuff. We're like, man, let's rap, dog. We can talk about Ancient Aliens, you know, like whatever. And so then like it took us a while to get it off the ground. Like I'm not gonna like we talked about it, we wrote stuff, but we couldn't like really get it to get rolling.
Well, yeah, really what it was. I mean, we just didn't do it. Like it's not that we really couldn't have. We
wanted to, but we were just like, I don't know, like because we could have found like producers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it wasn't easy, you know. And if it wasn't easy, we didn't want to try to do it, which has changed now. We love it whenever it's difficult.
Yeah, we love a challenge.
But and we eventually hooked up with our producer Shannon, Shanasty, No Face.
Yeah.
And the rest is history from there, man. We went through a couple of changes on names and stuff like that.
Well, first off, the first time I ever heard him rap, man, we were cruising around on a road trip with one of our buddies. And,
we were getting down.
Yeah, and he was Dark Side of the Moon came out.
I kicked a freestyle to Dark Side of the Moon by
It was the hardest shit. I can't remember anything that he said, but I remember
what I was talking about. I was breaking into a house, and I was like, killing and stealing and doing all kinds of shit.
Hitting licks, baby.
And yeah, everybody was like sitting in the car like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, see you on the dark side of the moon, bitch. And everybody's like, ah! it was awesome.
The first time I ever heard him rap, and I was like, yeah, man, I didn't even think about it then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's interesting how it goes. And then from there, 36 and Brimstone kind of became what it is today.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, man. You guys are I mean, here, man.
Stay on the dark side of the moon, boy. Now hand me that.
Tell you all, for those of you that are watching and listening, I got a chance to see 36 and Brimstone perform live, and these guys put on a hell of a show. I'm going to tell you right now. So if you get the pleasure of seeing these guys perform live, like you are in for your money's worth. I'm telling you right now, these guys put on one of the best shows I've seen here in Kansas City. And matter of fact, when they performed, they were opening up the show. They were the opening act for the show. And people were like, what in the hell was that? Like, is that...
Yeah, every time they put us in...
Were they the headliners? Like, no, they're opening up the show. Like, they came so hard with it. And make it so good about you guys. What I love about you guys is... Like, it didn't matter if it was like 15 dudes in the room or if it was 15,000. You guys bring the same amount of energy every show. And that is super, super appreciated by me and other people that are a part of hip hop. Because sometimes it's hard to get up for shows when you don't see the whole crowd kind of filled up. You guys killed it that night, man. I'm telling you, man. So, yeah, I give you guys mad props for that.
We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, every time they're like, oh, yeah, you guys are going first, we're like, well, I feel bad for whoever's going on after us.
Yeah. And that was my thoughts, too. Like, I don't know who's going to go on after that, but, yeah, like, everybody that night was like, yo, those dudes that went first were phenomenal, man. Like, crazy stuff, man. So with that in mind, so what is your creative process? How do you guys come up with the music that you make?
A lot of times, I mean, it varies a lot. Like, it varies a lot. But a lot of times it starts with a beat, or it'll start with, like, lyrics and shit, and then we'll work to make a beat. But, like, it's, like, the ideas itself, fuck, we get ideas from movies. We get ideas from...
I'll wake up in the middle of the night, like, okay, yeah, we need to make a song about Scream. And he's like, all right, man.
That's the unique thing about us, too, is, like, it's evolved into something different. But at first, it was definitely, like, I was the MC and he was the idealist and the artist. So like all the concepts and all the ideas that we had for tracks, I mean, 9 times out of 10, he comes up with a lot of them. And then we just write off of that. But yeah, I mean, that's the main basis of our creative process, I think. But like, it definitely varies, man.
Yeah, I mean, you never really know. It's because we work on so much different stuff, you know, like, and sometimes like, it comes like super easy. Most of the time nowadays it comes really easy. But a couple tracks, still giving us some hangups. And there's one specifically that we're working on that we've been like trying to work on, and it's been
like 6 months.
We got our verses wrote, we got everything done. We just can't figure out a good chorus for it. And so we work on other stuff, we get other stuff done, then we always come back to it, and then I get really mad, and then we stop working on it.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
dope,
I'm in the
man.
studio.
So,
Brady's like, "Come on, just sing it." I'm like, "Nah."
so talk to me, guys.
Changed my life.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your relationship with Dion and DEBENTCO. How did that relationship form? How did that happen?
I'm gonna let you take that one.
Okay, yeah. Well, I had seen the first time I'd ever seen anything about Dion. It wasn't even nothing with DB Entertainment yet. I seen him sharing a video. It was a video that Mac Xavier was doing. It was like a contest, and that was the first time I'd seen that. And I checked it out, and I'm like, "Holy shit, this dude can rap! Like this shit's dope as hell." And he's related to one of our lifelong friends, JD. Like I think it's I don't know how they're related,
Cousins or something.
yeah, it's something like that. But we had just been doing our thing, you know, and I guess JD, which is like the mutual friend or his cousin or whatever, is one of our lifelong friend. He actually got a hold of Dion and sent him links to us and connected us. And then Dion messaged me at first, and he's like, "Hey man, I'd like to bring you on as a client or whatever and manage you." And at first I was like, no. I was like, "We're good. We're doing our own thing." And then I talked to our producer, and I told him the situation and all the stuff that Dion had told me in the message, because it was all super legit. Like the way he was talking and shit, like he definitely seemed like he knew what he was talking about. Yeah. And I sent it
maybe a little too well.
Yeah, right.
A little too well,
Dion. Yeah, wonder what you're up to. But I sent it to our producer, and I talked to him about it. And he's like, "Nah, man, I think we should do it. Like, I think we should roll with it." And so we end up having a phone call before I ever made any decisions. And he asked us what we were like, what our plans were for our careers and what we had, you know, to look forward to or whatever. And we pretty much.
I told him I want to be sitting like Scarface. I want to get shot in the back with a shotgun.
Yeah,
that's how I'm trying to die. You know, like that's how I'm trying to.
He told Dion that, and Dion's like, "Cool, man, we can make that happen."
I told him I need at least 20 nudes. You know, of him. Ask Fred.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, then we can talk business, but you got to come forward with it.
He's like, "Shit, all right, I got you."
He came through. I respect him.
He delivered. He always does.
I'll tell you guys, you've had so much success in a short amount of time. How do you handle that? How do you guys handle success right now?
We don't.
Yeah, we're not real good at it.
No, it's he talks about this all the time. It's like a roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
So like, we'll drop a track and it'll do pretty good. And we're like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then after like, a couple of weeks or a month after it dies down, we kind of like start getting like, I don't know, we're better about handling it now than what we used to be.
Yeah, we used
for
to
what
be
it's
really
worth.
bad about it.
Because also where we're from too, like it's like people see us, but they don't want to, because people don't want to see you make a come up. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like in their lane, but when you start to do something that's like something that maybe they wanted to do, or just something that I don't know, it's a really weird thing. People they think too much about their own success and where they are in life. And life isn't like a competition. And a lot of people need to understand that it isn't. We're just trying to live our dream, you know? Yeah. And I guess like in a way I kind of understand the jealousy towards it and stuff like that. But that's not like what we're doing. We're not out here trying to flex this on people. We're just trying to live our dream. Yeah. And so it does make it a little hard, when people definitely don't want to.
And it don't really, it's not necessarily that it bothers us when it's people that we don't really know that well or whatever. It don't really bother us if people don't like our music or whatever. It don't really that. It's like when you got people that are close to you and shit, and then like, you know what I mean, that you would think like, oh, even if you didn't like it, you know what I mean, you'd ride for us or whatever. But that's how, like I said, we're talking like, yes, that's how we handle success. We're talking about all the bad shit. That's how we handle success. Like
we always. No.
I definitely get it, man. One of the things as a video and a podcaster, like when I see someone that came up with a cool ass idea, I'm like, I wish I would have came up with that idea. You know what I mean? Like, man, I missed the boat on that. But I don't hate, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey man, that's a dope idea. I wish I would have came up with it, but I didn't. But that's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes
I made a video before and I said it. Comparison is a thief of joy. And it's hard not to do it whenever you're a human. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to do it. It really is. And it's just a matter of like comparing, respecting, and then growing, instead of comparing and then like being pessimistic and then depleting. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to do that.
Well, envy's ingrained in us.
Yeah.
That's animal nature is envy, especially for humans. And
it's hard. Spot on. You got it spot on, man. So, which leads you to my next question. This is more of an introspective question. This might be a little bit tough. So we just started the new year. It's 2021. So what did you learn from 2020 and what are you going to bring from 2020 into 2021 in regards to lessons learned?
Shit, I mean, well, I tell you what I learned from 2020, man, is to not take a lot of stuff for granted, man. And that might sound cliche, but like we took, doing a bunch of shows for granted. It's like, oh, we'll have this show, we'll have that show. And then 2020, I mean, we had 7 shows in like a month and a half.
Before the lockdown, we had so many shows lined up. We were about to like start riding. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the lockdown happened and they all got shut down. And that was a hit. That was a big hit for us because I mean, like we had all this stuff lined up. We were ready to go.
We came into 2020 with a lot of momentum, and then all that shit happened. And that's another thing I learned too, man. Be more prepared. And I guess you can't really prepare for something like that, but you can do what you can to be better equipped for something like that. As far as artists or just people in general, just being, having a family or whatever. Be more prepared because shit got crazy. You know what I mean? And
and from the looks of it, it's gonna be even crazier this year, man. Yeah, they stormed the Capitol. All kind of what is going on here, man? Yeah. This is ludicrous. This is nuts.
Brother, I have no words for that, man. And for our audience and for our viewers and audience, I don't talk about politics on this platform, but that was just absolute craziness. What happened this past week? Like, I don't even have words for that, but yeah, it's a crazy time, man. But you know what though, to your point, Brady, was, it's a time of hope and reflection, and we can heal from this. I think as all of us, we can heal, we can learn, we can grow and get better. And to your point, you don't want to stay stagnant. All right, boom, we all got hit with the pandemic, but it's not going to keep us down. We got to keep moving, even if we're crawling, as long as we're moving in the right direction. Even if we're crawling, you got to keep moving, man, staying creative. And I'm glad to see you guys were able to do that. You know what I mean?
And we're making mad albums now because of it. Like the time off wasn't spent just sitting around, you know what I mean? Like we got so much music that we've made, some of the best stuff that we have made. And so we're prepared, to say the very least from what, he said, for sure.
Yeah. Which brings me to my last question exactly. So let's talk about the future. What does the future look like for 36 and Brim, and what do you want your future to look like? So here's my premise to this is Mike has on a Halloween shirt, and on Halloween of 2020, they dropped Dim Bones 2. Right? So when they dropped Dim Bones 2, I was like, Dim Bones, 36.
36
I was like, I'm feeling this shit, man.
Halloween of 2019, we dropped Dim Bones Part 1, buddy.
Yeah, so Part 2 was like even more catchy. It's like you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, man, I'm feeling that, man. Like, so what is the future like for you guys? What do you want it to shape out? What are your ultimate goals? What do you want your future to look like?
Well, we got 3 albums dropping this year, at least, maybe a 4th if I get up off my ass. First and foremost, we got his solo CD about to drop, Astral Projection. We've already dropped a single off of that. That's going to be dropping soon, probably within the next month. And then we got 2 albums. One's more of a rock-oriented album, and one of them's more of a rap-oriented album. I know people are thinking, oh, these boys think they can rock, right? He thinks he's Eddie Van Halen. Look at him.
Look at him.
Well, maybe I am, because I'm telling you, it's going down, all right? We got our rap-oriented album is 2 from Hell, and our rock-oriented album is Monolith. And we're more than excited to drop this stuff. Some of the best stuff we've ever put together. Yeah. Every time we make a new track, I'm like, oh, man, Monolith's going to be so good. Yeah. And then we make another one for 2 from Hell because we're kind of making them off. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, my God, 2 from Hell's going to be nuts. You know what I mean? Like, I can't contain myself with this stuff. Yeah. And so we're really super excited about that. Super excited for some shows. I might make a solo album this year, Solid Gold Scorpion. I don't know.
It started out as a joke.
But it's probably going to happen now. So we might have. I
started making beats for him and shit. I was like, all right, I got you, bro. I got you.
We're for sure going to have 3 albums drop this year, maybe a 4th. And I don't know who else is doing that stuff. If you are, congratulations, because we're out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it that that you guys are staying hungry. You know what I mean? Like, you're not staying stagnant, staying hungry. And you know what, man? Like, that small idea could be a big idea. That solo project might blow up, and then it might be able to give you more premise to come back together. I think the rap album, man, I don't care what you guys do, man. I think it's gonna be dope.
I don't care what you guys do.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If 36 Brim is on it, I'm listening. I'm a fan. So to me, it doesn't matter. But I think it's great that you guys are expanding your sound. I think that's dope. Expanding expanding into different genres and experimenting. And so that's really going to catapult you guys into the future. So I think that's awesome. So to close out our interview is with shout outs. So who do you guys want to give thanks to in regards to where your career is? And I'll let you guys have the floor. So whoever wants to go first, who are your shout outs going to?
I'm giving a shout out to obviously our producer, No Face, man.
Nasty.
Yeah, man. We love you, bro. I'm giving a shout out to Dion, of course, man. DB Entertainment and everybody that's on DB Entertainment, man, and the support that rolls in within that. It's awesome, man.
Good group of guys, and you've talked to all of them, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a good group of guys. We like them a lot, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Cobain, as always. Even though he probably doesn't like it, I'm giving him a shout out. Young Matt, all the dudes I feature with, and big shout out to my dude Spiff. We've got a song coming out, man. I know that he mentioned that on his video, and that's fucking awesome, man.
He's also doing some guitar work on our rock album too.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. No doubt. Shout out to Spiff, man. Talented cat, man. Talented young cat.
Oh yeah, one of the best lyricists I've ever heard.
Let me know that. Like the kid is young.
It was funny because you talked about Jalopy in his video. And that's one that I hadn't heard yet for whatever reason. I listened to a few songs that were shared, but I was like, I'm gonna go check out Jalopy, and I was like, oh my god, this is nuts. Holy crap, this song's so awesome. It's so unique. You know, I was like, all right, I'm feeling a little jealous. We're good. I'll be all right. It's fine. All right, I'm going to give a shout out to Ben Affleck. You played the best Batman. All right, I got this helmet right here for you. I love you, Ben Affleck. You should have stayed Batman. All right. There's another thing I want you to check out, Rob. There's this group I've been listening to, Sleep Token. I've been listening to these guys nonstop. Go ahead and write that down. Sleep Token.
I'm writing it down right now.
They got they got a cover of Hey Ya by Outkast. You know, you've heard Hey Ya.
Yep.
And it is they're insane. You've never heard anything like Sleep Token.
Nah, they're incredible.
You've never heard anything like Sleep Token.
Yeah.
And I've been listening to them nonstop for probably like 4 years at this point. And
definitely got me into him,
dude.
Sure.
I think that I like to hold myself as a pretty good vocalist. I sing pretty well and stuff like that. I don't hold a candle to this man. I don't know who this man is. I don't know where he came from. If you look at their presence online, it's like a cult. They worship him. Like they literally say worship whenever they talk about him. He goes by Vessel. All their like real names, they keep it under wraps. So all wear masks and stuff. So they have like this really like just crazy aura about them. Yeah. And I hope to only replicate half of what they can do because it is insane what they do. Yeah. You got to check out Sleep Token and tell me what you think about it, man.
Will do. I already wrote it down, so shout out to Sleep Token. I'll be checking your stuff out. No doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah. No doubt.
But other than that, same thing. DB Entertainment. I want to give a shout out to my wife. I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you for having us on our platform. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man.
Absolutely.
I love it. You know, you're such a great guy. I love what you're doing over there. Keep it up. You know, here's to even more success for you. We're on a road to 100K, baby. 100K subscribers. Let's go. Come on. Hopefully we can have something to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we get the road to 100K. My goal actually was 1 million by our birthday, which is April 15th. So I think we're almost halfway there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. But I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot to do with it because a lot of people love 36 and Brimstone, myself included. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that I have for this afternoon with 36 and Brim. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. Shout out to our fans, followers, and supporters. The last stop is going to be next week with Chev and KC with our DB Entertainment series, The Journey. So, shout out to you guys. Shout out to hip hop. And shout out to all of our fans.
Yeah, baby! Let's go!